Samsung, we're talking about AI because Google, they've taken over. They just came out with their Google I/O conference, and when I tell you they dropped so much stuff that it's so many places that you can start. It's like going into a park and they have multiple entryways. Google dropped so much. But unfortunately, Samsung says we don't really want to be with Google. We want to do our own thing. And they're saying with their next series of phones, they think that they're going to go out and branch off and do their own things and roll with another AI player called Perplexity. Now, I told you guys I like Perplexity, but I also like Gemini. And the one thing about Perplexity and why I believe in Perplexity is because Perplexity shows you your sources. So this is what the article says. They're saying that Samsung is about to drop the Galaxy S26 early next year. And they're looking to make a major move with AI. And instead of just leaning on Google's Gemini, like they've always been doing and all the other Android phones have been doing, it's reportedly making some plays with another AI partner. And they said that they want to roll with Perplexity. And they're saying that this is a wide ranging deal here, which means it's not just a little sprinkle of AI, but a deep integration. And they said the main idea is that Perplexity's AI could become the default AI assistant on the new S26 phones. Now, this is huge because it would be a direct alternative to Google Assistant or Gemini. But it doesn't stop there. They say that Perplexity's powerful AI features might also be integrated into other Samsung apps, like their Samsung's internet browser or even their own virtual assistant called Bixby. I don't think anybody uses Bixby, but they're saying that this could be imagine Bixby actually becoming a super smart and useful, powered by Perplexity's brain. Now, what makes Perplexity AI stand out is not just another chatbot. It's more like an answer engine or a research tool. Think of it as when you ask it a question, it doesn't just pull up a bunch of links like a regular search engine does. Instead, it aims to give you direct, concise answers, and it also cites the sources of where they got it from. So you actually see where the information came from, which is a big deal for trusting what you're getting. It pulls real time info from across the web, from academic journals to news sites. So you're getting fresh and relevant data. Now, this move is also showing that they're trying to diversify their AI game and not put all their eggs in the Google basket. They want to offer users a different, perhaps even more transparent and efficient AI experience. And Motorola has already done a deal with Perplexity, but Samsung seems to be aiming for a deeper, more data integration. Basically, they're just saying, hey, use Perplexity, you cut through the noise, you get straight to the facts, plain and simple. You're searching for something and you're not necessarily getting the sources of where you got it from. Perplexity is saying, hey, we're going to tell you what the answer is, and we're going to tell you how we compiled and how we found it, because these are the sources, and you can go fact check that yourself. You can level up your research game, whether you're doing a personal project or this is what you do for a living, or even if you want to help your kids with their homework. Perplexity can be a game changer, and it can summarize long articles, pull key information from dense reports, and even help you understand complex topics by breaking them down and providing sources. This means less time sifting and more time learning and applying. Revis, your thoughts?
It sounds interesting. I'm just starting to get this Gemini thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been using the assistant, and this Perplexity sounds like it would be good for when students have to do term papers and things like that, and then they have to cite the where they got the information from, so they won't be hit with
Copyright.
copyrights, and they won't be hit with any bogus papers and nothing like that.
Would you call it no hickey boost?
Right, right, right. And it's something new. It's different. Like I said, I'm just getting used to this Gemini, and now Perplexity will be something a little different for me, but I'm open to it.
Okay, that's good.
So let's see how it go.
Well, the question is, are you willing to make the move to a Samsung versus the phone that you just purchased?
Well, I actually like my Motorola. Motorola's are usually pretty sturdy. I have dropped them and they still didn't break and all that kind of stuff. I like how strong they are. So I don't know about the Samsung yet.
Okay. Didn't they say in this here that Motorola has already done a deal with Perplexity? So we just got to figure out what that deal is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I said, I was big on Perplexity when it first came out, and I felt like this was the play. I'm okay with ChatGPT, and and I know that this is a rabbit hole I really don't want to go down on this show here, but these large language models, which is ChatGPT, Grok, which is owned by Twitter or X, Gemini, owned by Google, Perplexity, and Claude. Those are the five major players. DeepSeek, I think that's what it's called, is the sixth one. That's the Chinese based one. Those are called large language models. So it's no different from you using Safari, using Google, or using Edge, right? So it's no different from you using those three. These are the five or the six players that you use. And the one cool thing about Perplexity that I like and I appreciate is that they cite the sources of where the information is coming from. Whereas Gemini, they give you their information, but then also Gemini is baked into your Gmail account, is baked into Google Drive, Google Meet, or any other services. ChatGPT was the major player. So it's kind of like because you already knew the major player, you're going to stick with them. And then Claude and Grok and DeepSeek, they all have their own functionalities as well. I haven't been able to really dive into those as much as I've dove into the three that I just broke down. So I think at the end of the day, if you have that Motorola phone, I appreciate you because I gave you 2 weeks to rock with the Gemini. But then now you got a new one that you got to rock with, which is Perplexity, and see which one you like. And hopefully by the end of the month, you'll be able to tell me which one you like better. Hopefully. So you play with the Gemini for this week and next week. And then Revis, when you get back, you got another one to play with called Perplexity because it's already baked into your phone.
And there's another, Chat GPT was the first one out.
Right.
And for some reason, I feel like Chat GPT is going to be like MySpace. You remember when we had MySpace and then all of a sudden it just disappeared, it phased out?
I don't think that's going to happen.
Chat,
I don't think that.
so?
I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think that ChatGPT is going to phase out. I think that they're going to be here. I think they're going to be a major player. Sam Altman is considered a genius. He's well revered by his colleagues, his coworkers, or his staff. They believe in him. They think he's a thought leader. And as long as he chooses to stay innovative and doesn't push people out, I think that they'll be all right. Now, these other ones, it's who's going to make the move. Gemini said we're playing chess, not checkers. And now, unfortunately, next week, Apple is going to be doing a developers conference and they're going to be talking about their new products that's going to be rolling out. So they're behind the eight ball. So it's like Amazon, right? So let's just use this. And I know we're going off topic, but Amazon is the major player when it comes to ordering online, right?
Right.
But Remember we said Target wanted to do this? And it was like, where were you at when Walmart was doing this? Now you're trying to do deliveries as well? Target never got out the box.
Right.
I think that you have to be in it to win it. And so with ChatGPT being the first, I think they're kind of like the Amazon. And then, you got Google saying, hey, hold up. Remember that famous phrase by Andre 3000, the South got something to say? Well, Google got something to say too. And we're waiting to see what Perplexity, Claude, Grok, DeepSeek, waiting to see what they have to say. And then everybody's waiting for Apple to jump out the box as well. So whatever they do, they got to come and they got to come hard. If they don't, they're going to get laughed out of the room.
Right. And I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, and she said that she uses DeepSeek.
Hmm. Okay.
And she said she liked DeepSeek.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I have nothing against DeepSeek. I challenge everyone to play with all of them. They all have free models, and then they all have enhanced models where you can pay a fee and get more limits. As I will always say, if you have a Gmail account now, but if you don't like Google and you don't want Google in your ecosystem, then there's other players. And then, not trying to be funny, Meta came out with something. So Facebook is saying that they want to be a major player. So they're just not as popular, but they have it baked inside of Messenger and baked inside of Facebook. The Meta glasses that I'm wearing right now, it can do all of that. It can do AI inside of it. They're trying to be a major player as well. They just haven't made the play the way Google did. But like I said, Samsung is saying, hey, when our phones drop, we're looking to do something outside of being in the Google ecosystem. We don't want them to be a monopoly. That's basically what this really boils down to. It's the Lab Tech Show. Join us Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern at thelabtechshow.com. Embrace it or get left behind.
Alrighty now.